Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to WCS Challenger, as we are almost near the end here for the North American region, and we do have 2 more series left to go. Before we get to that, though, we do have the results that have occurred throughout the day, which you can beautifully see. Yeah. So as you can see, obviously, we just finished things up with PiLiPiLi going 3-2 over Jon Snow, and all the previous results as they follow on. For now, though, we are going to dip and dive in with Todd, who is joining me, of course, to my left, as we do have Puck going up against PiLiPiLi to find out who gets the opportunity to potentially get smashed by Neeb, because he's God. So we shall see if they're able to put up a fight against one another and then put up a fight against the godlike Neeb.
Yeah, you know, there is always the argument of the player that has been playing and that's still, you know, feeling warm and well warmed up, and the other one that has been waiting for a while. And Puck is the latter. He played in our first match today, and then he had to wait for 3 series to now finally play again. So let's see if he's still feeling it.
Feeling it. Let's find out. It's down to the bottom right-hand corner. It's going to be PiLiPiLi from Storm Gaming. And then to the bottom left, we have in the blue, it will be Puck, who's had some time to rest after his previous series. He's only had to play 1 so far. PiLiPiLi, though, has got to go on a rampage, as he's halfway through said rampage. But now he's got to face off against the second final boss and then the true god boss, if he gets that far.
PiLiPiLi actually the one to opt and go for a wall off here so far on this map. PiLiPiLi is very good with Stargates. Play against Zerg, maybe in PvP as well?
Or maybe not. We shall find out. Who knows?
Puck, of course, a player of Root Gaming. Root for Roots. Been around forever. That one team.
They're called Root OSC now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is OSC? Do you know? Is it like a PC company?
No. It's like the Oceania.
Oh.
I will look it up for you.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
So I don't say something that's non-factual.
Yeah. Well, Puck is going to continue doing that wall off, similar to how he was doing it against.
Yeah, OSC Championship is like also like a tournament, so I think like it's like related.
I do not know.
What?
I do not know. Announcing OSC Root. Oh yeah, so it's an OSC stuff. So that the team is partly
Oceania,
sponsored by
Southeast Asia. What's the C for? China? Nobody knows.
No. So the team is in part sponsored by a tournament.
Well,
or
a name that's also a tournament. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anybody that sponsors esports is good in my books. Man.
A-okay in your book. Yeah. Well, it seems that you were right on the money with the Stargate call from PiLiPiLi, which is fine.
Especially like if you wall off like this, it's easier to hide. Even though on this map there is always the threat of Mothership Core flying inside of your base and then recalling. That's why even if somebody opens with 2 adepts, which in this case PiLiPiLi did, but not Puck, you'll always follow that up with 1 to 2 stalkers to make sure that you can deny the Mothership killing a bunch of your probes and then you're getting the perfect scouts. Phoenix or Oracle. A lot of the time Phoenixes will be very good, but Oracle can also do the job.
Yes, it can. These stalkers trying to chase down the shades for the adepts, but they're not going to allow themselves to move on in there. As now the Oracle is going to try, probably act as a distraction for the adepts to maybe get in and try and do some damage. But as we mentioned from this wall that was already created by Puck against Neeb, it does do well against that potential for those adepts to actually get in there and move around properly.
I find it's very hard to pull off the build that PiLiPiLi is going for and do damage, because if you look at Puck's main base, like his pylons, they cover basically the entire space. And it's going to be very hard to actually kill walkers. Not only... Yeah, and Puck also, like, he went for an earlier Nexus, but PiLiPiLi, he's been making probes continuously, maybe slightly better. So in terms of walker counts, he's 2 probes ahead, which is not bad.
Here comes the Oracle. Only sentries there to coordinate off at the moment with that overcharge, so...
Ooh, we could get those sentries. Oh, these guys overextended here almost.
Yeah, they did down to the bottom left-hand corner. The Adepts did come in towards the natural, and I think they got themselves 1 probe. Yep. But for the cost of an Adept, almost. Where did it go? Went up. All right, so the Oracle would have loved to have done more, but alas, not to be the case. 31 workers against 29. As you said, that PiLiPiLi had been more careful and adamant about actually making those probes continuously.
It's interesting looking at Puck play, because every time he opens with double gateway, he had one more later. You know, I kind of talked about this in the previous days. I'm also like that. Some other Protoses, they are not bothered at all. They'll add even like more gateways later on, like 2, 3, or like further amounts. But it's, I guess I'm not the only one that feels like you have to be on 3 gateways at least to produce units on 2 bases. Oh, he attacked his own Nexus for a second.
He did. Not going to cause too many problems.
You're not making probes fast enough. Get to work.
Keep going. Whoosh, whoosh. Whipping that Nexus, making sure it does its job properly.
A psionic whip, can you imagine?
A psionic whip. Wow, that would be cool. Hurt, probably. All right, well, the Oracle's going to bounce and about. Throw an overcharge.
PiLiPiLi, sickest control on these Oracles, I have to say.
Not going to die anytime soon. Although that being said, cast a curse, let's die.
And Puck actually adding 2 more gates behind this. He's been showing already that against, or in PvP, he likes to play with a lot of Blink Stalkers, go across the map, try and make something happen. In this case, he's going to be playing against something very different than what we saw from Neeb earlier. Void Race and Immortals being produced now. Now, what happens very often when you're playing the style that Puck's playing is that you can expand faster than your opponents. And as PiLiPiLi, you have to respect the amount of Blink Stalkers. And if PiLiPiLi takes the 3rd base too early, he's going to be in trouble. PiLiPiLi is going to have to play very defensively, wait until he has the critical mass of Immortals and Void Race, and then take a 3rd base. Puck, though, he hasn't been expanding super fast when he plays this style, as opposed to the way someone like Neeb would do it. Especially now there is Stasis Ward blocking his potential 3rd bases all over the place. So PiLiPiLi is doing this build super well, I think, right now.
Is Puck just going to blink up and try and force field the ramp? He's got sentries in that War Prism.
Might be. There is 3 pylons though, so I hope for him it does not, because it's going to be a very quick and swift end if he does.
He might be trying to maybe force out the photon overcharges at the front and then try it. It's ambitious, but gonna see that there are the Void Rays trying to get one. Oh, loses a Stalker in response.
Doesn't quite get it. PiLiPiLi is being very patient with his Oracles across the map, about to fly into the main to force maybe more overcharge. No, actually, he's looking to try and snipe that probe on the 3rd base. He knows he's about to start. Yeah, Puck took such a long time to try and take a 3rd base. Oh, he snipes the probe and resets his Stasis Ward. This is sick.
Yeah, very well done. After the Stasis Ward already caught it. There's going to be charge on the way here for Puck as well. I think he realizes he's not busting up this ramp anytime soon.
This Void Ray is getting +1 is huge. Charge stars behind this for Puck, who's going to try to overwhelm the ground with Zealots and beat the air with the Stalkers.
It's very important, because you don't want those Immortals, while you're trying to deal with the Void Rays, being shot at, the Stalkers being shot at by the Immortals. So having a little bit of a meat shield in front of it can
PiLiPiLi even ahead in supply. I love the position he's in here right now in this game.
Loses a Void Ray, but gets himself his 3rd base up and running, as another Stasis Ward is just timed out now, so this probe can start its 3rd base.
And we now see a Robo base starting here for PiLiPiLi. If he realizes that he's up against charge loss and then potential Archons and all that, might be going for Colossus. Usually Disruptors also an option. And then we get in this very awkward position where if you're Puck, then you got basically a choice to do. Do you even transition at all? Darkshrine going down, so I think maybe a DT drop to try and surprise his opponent. Keep in mind there are Oracles in between both bases that could spot this coming. But spotting the Darkshrine would be very important here in order to be prepared. Like, you'd want cannons in each mirror lines, ideally.
Yeah.
Mothership core in position, ready to overcharge too, because if DT starts sniping probes all over the place, you're going to be in trouble very quickly.
Only has 5 gateways to start reinforcing once these 3 bases are up and running. So, oh, the Stalkers took a lot of free damage there. And now they're going to have to back on away from this. PiLiPiLi, though.
I don't know if he should be attacking there. Like, I feel like he played a... Oh, okay, Stasis Ward lands.
He can definitely attack now.
Well, I mean, there is more reinforcements there for Puck. I'm a little bit surprised that he didn't get more Zealots, though, to try and overwhelm the grounds. Overcharges not ready on time. And his pylons weren't... Like, he would have needed maybe 3 pylons next to one another. Uses a time warp to try and scare PiLiPiLi away, and it works for now.
Yeah, not too bad. But these Stalkers have a very hard time of actually moving on to this.
Darkshrine about to finish there.
Where's an observer?
I mean, the warp prism has been tagged, though. He warps in a DT and sends it across the map, but there is an observer in the middle of this army here for PiLiPiLi, who's pulling back home, and it's got a cannon in every single mineral line. So it's a big investment to go for a Dark Shrine over Templar Archives. And if you don't achieve anything with it, it kind of feels bad, man.
Well, looks like this warp prism is still going to head on down towards the bottom. This has been spotted by these oracles.
The worst feeling when you walk that guy in and there's a cannon.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I have no purpose.
Is he going to warp in above Stasis Ward? No, he's not. Okay, that's fine. And this little Dark Templar, hopefully being the Dark Templar that could, he wants that pylon, because it would underpower double gateways and a robo facility.
He's going to get overcharged to oblivion.
Almost. Nice try. Better luck next
Rod
time.
beats paper.
Yeah.
Beats DT.
Beats DT.
Gets beat by pylon.
Pylons beat DTs. Yep, that's a realization we're coming to.
DT beats everything but gets beat by pylon. Go figure. Disruptor is being added on for PiLiPiLi, who goes for a fleet beacon, so might want to go into a mothership and maybe some carriers down the line. The amount of Void Rays is so scary. Yeah. Are you kidding me? It's 9 Void Rays against 17 Stalkers.
That's a lot of Void Rays. And the thing is that, yeah, the Stalkers are normally just going to be the response to the Void Rays, but if they're having to dodge Purification Nova as well from Disruptors, and that's horrible.
It feels like Puck needs to go for his own Stargates there, because if he gets ground to get rid of air, say whether it's Archons or Stalkers, there's going to be Disruptors against him, blowing everything up on the ground.
Yep.
So essentially, PiLiPiLi so far is doing way better of working on his army composition with Void Rays that wreck everything that Puck has.
Is Templar Archives really the answer? Is Storm the answer to this, or Archons?
I mean, if the opponent overextend, but if PiLiPiLi just kind of waits, keeps on expanding, and works on his composition, he definitely has a lead in it now.
Carry is now being added.
And in supply as well, some might say.
Supply. There's a Graviton Catapults being started as well. Here come the double carry production. And this army is looking pretty solid here from PiLiPiLi.
It's pretty sick that he has a Stasis Ward up the ramp, by the way. If he retreats into that, could trap a lot of these units.
All right, well, here comes the power from this Protoss army. That was going in an interesting direction, but if their Nexus is held onto for just a moment here by the Void Rays, it's going to crush it. And that goes down so fast that our economy is absolutely shattered here for Puck. You don't have an observer with your army?
What happened to the observer? He sent that forward, I guess, and he died. He's trying to corner the army. Oh, he was on move command here with PiLiPiLi for a second.
And the Stalkers here are going to try and bring as much down as possible. The Dark Templar actually is still doing quite a bit of damage underneath all of this, but the Void Rays not falling to any of the anti-air whatsoever. Here comes a Purification Nova, kills a lot of the Zealots. And respect them. They will kill everything.
They'll teach it to you.
Just massive, massive damage coming out. And the follow-up is carriers. If you didn't have good enough anti-air to deal with the Void Rays, good luck dealing with those.
Yeah, some nice Dark Templar on the right-hand side, denying the 4th base from starting here for PiLiPiLi, but huge supply lead now, and with that 3rd Nexus going down, Puck's mining is going to be weakened quite heavily. He's on 1,200 income right now against the 2,000 of PiLiPiLi. It's going to be... Actually, he could take the 4th base on the other side here, kill those debris on the left-hand side of his 3rd base, but this army, regardless, is looking massive for PiLiPiLi.
Yup. And there's not really much to deal with it at all. So, 3 Archons and 4 Stalkers in this army currently to deal with all of that air. And this base will die again. While PiLiPiLi takes his 4th base behind it, Purification Nova comes out.
PiLiPiLi is a master of the skies.
Yup. Does he take the Wing Commander trope from Trap?
Put him in a TIE Fighter and the Death Star might survive 4 months.
Yeah, apparently. Poor Puck Skywalker can't really do much against this. And it looks like these Archons will end up falling. GG, PiLiPiLi takes game number 1. Good showing. Good showing from him. Especially since he lost the previous encounter 3-0 in the upper bracket.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny because like when I see that score, I was like, didn't we cast this game? No, we did Panda Baby against Scarlet from that round. I kind of wanted to do PvP, but I don't call the shots. Yeah, I was like, I don't know, it just feels wrong. I feel like these guys should be having close series, and I don't think PiLiPiLi should be getting 3-0'd by Puck every time.
Yeah.
One time it can happen. Don't get me wrong, both of them are really good. Puck has had a hell of a performance this tournament, actually. He beat Game Time in round 1. That was close, actually, 3-2. Then beat PiLiPiLi. Then beat Scarlet. Then met the boss, Neeb. And fell to him the first time.
Yeah, difficult to deal with Neeb.
El Jefe.
El Jefe?
Yeah.
What's El Jefe?
It's the boss in Spanish, no?
Oh, okay. I don't know any Spanish at all. So I apologize for not getting that.
It's spelled Jefe.
Oh, okay. That still means nothing to me. I would have just said Heffe. Hefe. My knowledge of other languages. You see, what the problem is, Todd, is that
Spanish is very tough.
Is it?
Language, I think. Do you know the CT that Major is from?
No.
I'm going to show it to you, and then you can try to say it.
Okay, this is going to be fun. Guadalajara?
It almost sounds like Guadalajara. Yeah, like it almost sounds like basically. Like
Guadalajara.
Guadalajara. Yeah. It's so hard to say, but like that's Spanish for you.
Holy moly! When I saw that first time, I was like, "Whoa! Yeah. No way! No way!" That's a lot of A's. Are you in this?
No, I can't join. Invite me again.
Oh, okay, fine. Todd, invite to game. I didn't do that.
I'm so happy when I say something like PiLiPiLi Lex is there. Maybe we're gonna see him do it, and then like this happens. But again, like he's capable of mixing in any build. Like even in terms of Blink Stalker and Disruptor, I'm pretty sure he could play that very well too. Puck though, I feel like he's being a little bit stubborn because he keeps on doing this build where he gets like a ton of like 5 gateways, Blink Stalkers, and then he tries to be aggressive with it. He's 0-4 so far today with this build. So I don't know if that's the build that he beat PiLiPiLi with last time when they played.
Yeah.
Because we didn't get to cast those games, but he might need to use something different there.
Yeah, he might. He might. And what we saw, when he was going up against Neeb, not too much success.
You know, actually, I think one of the biggest flaws for pro gamers, or like in video games, or even in life to improve, is stubbornness.
Yeah.
It definitely is one of the biggest flaws. You don't want to be too stubborn. You want to be open-minded, ready to do other stuff. Even though, like, sometimes it, in a way, I guess it maybe wouldn't be stubbornness itself, but because you're trying to do your own style a lot, then you perfect it and you get very good at it.
There's a lot of things that come out from, you know, practicing as pro gamers as well, like false positives, I suppose. If you beat people with, say, certain tactics, you're like, wow, this is unstoppable. But then you go up against like stronger players and it just like, doesn't work. That's being
results-orientated.
Yeah, I suppose. So overall, I think you learn more from your losses.
If you accept them.
If you accept your losses. All right, let's go into game number 2. As we currently have... No, that's the wrong thing. There we go. PiLiPiLi.
You can't do like Ronda Rousey. Lose a fight and then say, I'm still undefeated.
Did she do that?
Yeah.
What?
In my mind, I'm still undefeated.
That's ridiculous. Is that why she kept losing and fell out of favor and now is just a nobody?
Whoa. Nah, maybe she meant it in like a different way, right?
Okay.
Not quite literally.
Yeah.
Anyway, intros.
I like being savage. All right, up to the top left-hand corner, it's PiLiPiLi in the red. Currently 1 game up. And down to the bottom right-hand corner, we do have our blue Protoss. It's Puck.
Pucky Puck.
Puck.
I'm looking forward to seeing Puck in an offline tournament again.
Yeah.
I feel like he's had a lot of time to think about his latest results and recompose himself, and I like the way he's been playing. Even if he was to fall there, like top 3 in this very stacked tournament, would be great. And PiLiPiLi with a proxy pylon, very rarely will it be for something else than a Stargate. We've seen proxy robo in PvP at times. But because of the positioning here and because of it being further away than very close to the opponent's base, I think Stargate is super likely. All kind of flavor of Stargates here from PiLiPiLi.
All kind of flavors. I like different flavors, for sure. See these two stocks come out from Puck on the other side.
50 Shades of Stargates.
Please, no. And...
Whoa! Alright, that was unexpected. I think he's counting on Puck maybe to play standard and play with the double gateway opener with which you expand. And if you really don't see this coming, you can get caught off guard. Guess what Puck hasn't been doing? Scouting. Yeah. I talked about it when he played against Neeb. Surely PiLiPiLi was watching these games. He's like, all right, you don't want to scout? Let me teach you why you're supposed to scout. Because when you attack somebody's ramp with even just one immortal and a couple units, and he has one pylon there ready to overcharge, that pylon dies instantly. The Nexus ideally will already be finished, and then the opponent just dies right away.
Is there going to be a problem here with those two extra stalkers?
No, because they're going to get chased away by the stalkers of PiLiPiLi.
No, but what I'm saying is that there'll be 4 stalkers out. If he oversteps the mark for just a second with these stalkers...
He's going to pull back though. Like
okay. Phew.
It's like top Terrans dropping. They're always going to be looking at their medivacs. If you're not looking at your stalkers here when they reach this point, then you shouldn't even be in this tournament.
All right, well, this is going to be quite the assault coming out from PiLiPiLi. And the thing is that if he comes in from this angle, he just negates the high ground advantage. It's a small choke point, of course, but he can do some damage. Okay, it's 4 stalkers against 4 stalkers.
PiLiPiLi running away.
Run!
He hasn't started any immortal yet. Not sure. Yeah, he's being distracted right now, actually, by this.
Oh, good micro there by PiLiPiLi.
Yeah, he needs to start an immortal right now, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he could go with a ton of stalkers as well, but ideally you want to have an immortal too to bust down these pylons quicker and all of these units.
Oh, he's just using the warp prism to go across this.
He's going to go for 3 stalkers. Well, okay, well, it's just going to be a ton of stalkers here.
This isn't what I was expecting.
The non-immortal version of this build.
Yeah.
He's going to try to block the ramp with his own stalkers. Those can get force fielded though.
Yeah, this might not backfire here. He's going to try to have to pick them up and get away, realizing now that there's a warp prism out this early.
Yeah, the force field backfired. Now Puck was trapped outside of his base. He's targeting down the warp prism, but the stalkers are going to be dropped, and he's going to lose those very important stalkers.
This is very good micro coming out from PiLiPiLi.
Okay, Puck needs... I don't think he realized what's happening there. He cancels the Twilight. He does now.
12 against 4 stalkers. The force fields are going to have to be absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely.
Guardian Shield as well will help a lot. He chooses to force field instead, and that one pylon, he's gonna get targeted down here. No overcharge is gonna help with this. PiLiPiLi breaking through, and Puck is falling apart.
Oh my god, and he could just warp into the fight straight away if he wants to as well. Drones come off the line.
Mothership God dies.
There you go, GG. Wow, PiLiPiLi, 1 game away from moving on to the grand final.
Oh, that's so sad. He realized just a little bit too late what was happening. With the second pylon down the ramp there, I think Puck can hold. If he gets 1 or 2 immortals, then this hands, but not treating this as fast as he could, and this is what I was talking about. You don't scout, you're gonna get punished for it eventually. Great players, they're gonna pick up on these trends.
It shows what kind of a fantastically rounded player PiLiPiLi has become as well.
Yeah.
He can play out those long airborne games and then just bust out something like this and show some like great decision making.
Attack.
The groundborn. What's his name? PiLiPiLi born. Anyway, let's get into it. Next map gonna be, don't know, on the grounds.
All right. PiLiPiLi with a lot of momentum here in this series now. 1 map away from moving on to the grand finals, where Neeb is waiting patiently, meditating under a cascade, picturing adepts killing everything.
Under a cascade. Yeah.
A very cold weather cascade. Yes, he's still there.
He's been under there for hours, considering how long he's had to wait. He's like, can I come off now? My fingers are pruning. All right, so I'm playing. Get ready. No, I'm not.
That was a nice build. You don't see that very often.
You're gonna steal it?
I could, but my execution would be too poor. So sometimes you need to be realistic.
You were never the kind of guy to go very aggressive early on, though. No?
Occasionally.
Occasionally?
You don't remember? I had like this one time where I was like proxying every game because I was playing during tournaments. You don't remember Intel Extreme Masters Sao Paulo? Well, I brought my mouse and keyboard, and then every time I was in casting, I was proxying people on ladder.
I do remember that one.
And I proxied, I think, Hello Kitty. That was in the tournament, and I beat him. And he was not happy.
No. I do remember that one. But like beyond then, I mean, like when we were casting, you were doing WCS, you would always just like camp. No?
If you say so, Kat.
Why do you look at me like that? I'm not saying
I
it's
don't
a
even care
bad thing
anymore. Like.
All right, let's get into it. As we do have, to the right-hand side, it's Puck in the blue. Down at the moment. Not out yet, though. And up to the top left-hand corner, 2 games up. 1 game away from going on to fight Neeb. It is PiLiPiLi.
Darth Bilius sounded better.
Darth Bilius.
Instead of PiLiPiLi.
PiLiPiLi. Someone's chasing him. What are they saying?
Reminds me of Peri Peri Chicken.
Peri Peri?
Let's go to Nando's.
No, please.
You don't like Nando's?
So, most English people like Nando's, but I think when you go to Nando's, you get rubbish chicken, and you get weedy chicken.
It's like, it's cooked poorly, or the quality of the chicken is bad?
I think that the quality of the chicken is bad, and I think that you don't get much chicken for it. For your money.
Not everybody's from a royal family where you get like grass-fed chicken and all that. Like, are you serious or what?
Grass-fed chicken. What? Yes, you're right.
Actually, that sounded really stupid. Grass-fed chicken. All right, farm-raised, like properly farm-raised chicken.
Oh, so okay.
To the commanders like us,
right?
Our chicken has been injected with a ton of stuff, right? I don't think Nando's that bad compared to some other places out there like KFC.
But KFC in Poland, now that's legendary. Because they have great chicken raising laws and.
Oh, he blocked him in.
Wait, what? What's going on?
Wrecked.
Did he lock him in?
Yeah.
What a meanie! That's not very nice, is it?
Continue. What were we saying?
The health, the quality assurance standards for chicken in Poland are very high. Really? That's why KFC in Poland is very good. Yes, I believe.
Let me get something straight here for you. Quality of KFC is never good.
Okay.
It's terrible food.
Did you ever go in Poland?
No.
Okay, that's why. You don't know.
Puck's going to proxy a Twilight Council on the bottom left-hand side of the map, so...
Oh. And
Dark Templars is the first thing I think about. It can be Blink, but...
Yeah.
Not super likely. The fact that actually he trapped a probe inside of his base is giving a lot of free scout to PiLiPiLi, who might be able to realize that something's up here. So this could be really bad.
Doing a good job of microing the probe as well against the mothership core, because it's trying to fire. You can keep hearing the sound of it, but he's just getting slightly out of its range, but the Stalker will deny.
Yeah, Dark Shrine's going to start. I think the hope of Puck is that PiLiPiLi thinks he's a proxy's target and skips Robo, and then has no detection.
But what will he do? How does the Dark Templar even get in? I mean, it's full wall off, right?
It's a Dark Templar. He's going to buzz down the front door.
I guess so, but the Robo's on the way, though. Oh, no. Puck might be dead. Well, it depends on what happens, I suppose. But he didn't see a Nexus, as you say, so he was hoping that it would be a Stargate. Or at least
quite far away.
The pylon is where? You mean the one all the way down to the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's starting a Nexus down here, Todd.
This doesn't look like a very crisp build.
Johan Merlot.
Yeah. I mean, desperate times, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Puck should make a ton of probes. Actually, he's quite a bit of walkers behind right now. He should make a ton of probes, then recall them down there. And just keep on expanding all over the place. The Robo is going to allow him to drop DTs eventually, but I think PiLiPiLi will be ready, even though he's getting an Immortal right now. What's your favorite fast food, then?
Favorite fast food?
Was it Panda Express?
Yeah, probably.
Really? Over Chipotle? Over In-N-Out?
Yeah, probably. Panda Express for me. Like, what
do you even get there?
Orange chicken and rice. Double orange
You
chicken.
don't even get the best thing, the shrimps.
No, I'm not.
Shrimps are the sickest.
I'm not a big shrimp guy.
All right, another Nexus on the way on the natural of Puck there. That's this first DT. He's chipping away at this one pylon. Can I be able to get in, actually? Oh, he's going to reblock that.
Nice. But the pylon will die really fast.
Yeah, but the Observer is also out very fast.
Yeah. Haha, take that. Okay, well, calm down. That's enough, that's fine.
Oh, that's a sick sense here by Puck. Getting out just before the Observer was going to come out. Like, I mean, you saw the Robo corner boosting out something, so...
Yeah. More games.
Can't follow this up with a DT drop into the natural. But PiLiPiLi is getting ready for that as well, very smartly, getting a second Observer.
So, if you're PiLiPiLi in this situation...
And he recalled a ton of probes down there, by the way.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Oh, that's pretty
Actually,
sick.
too many in this case.
Wait, how many?
He was saturated.
But at least up to the top, he's got 2 Nexus that can kind of replenish up there compared to just the one down at the bottom. But
I think PiLiPiLi might be able to realize what's happening if he sees the economy of Puck. Especially if he saw the main with not that many probes, he might be like, all right, you got to hit a Nexus. But in this case, he might even just attack. If
he moved out, he would be in a great spot to actually do some damage. Because obviously that second Nexus is such a big investment for now that hasn't paid itself.
Oh, DT is starting to do some damage. Mothership gonna say something about it though.
Get out of my base! Stop attacking my babies!
Oh, the one DT trying to outrun a bunch of Protoss units. And he does.
He's in!
Wow, this could be big trouble there. Where are the... Yeah, one Observer is on the natural. And the other one is with the army of PiLiPiLi, so he's gonna start losing probes in the main if Puck's DT was to go for that.
Yeah. Trying to pull this adept back that was being weakened by the Dark Templar.
Oh my god, if... Wait, what? Where was the Observer? Oh, he made a third one.
Yeah, he did. Right next to it.
Force fields available on that ramp. Mothership not in position, though.
Force fields are super important.
I can't believe Mothership is still down there. He should have brought that back to his main.
Yeah.
Because now not having overcharge for the ramp is going to be really bad for Puck. These gateways, if they get unpowered, he might just be sure to die behind this.
Army supply, 55 to 23. If these force fields don't hold for a long time, then it is going to be over. And he even catches some of the units anyway. He still has the high ground vision. And even if those units die, the Warp Prism's here to grant it anyway. Likewise, so is the Observer.
Yeah, I mean,
oh
not
my
having
god,
pylons behind his Mothership. Still not there. You need to recall that.
It's a disaster for Puck. Absolute disaster here. His wall has been broken down. He's trying to build desperately more gateways, more pylons, anything for Puck to try and keep himself alive. But the power of PiLiPiLi grows strong. With Blink on the way for both players.
This is a disaster, like you said. I don't think there's a better word for it, guys. PiLiPiLi just has so many units there. He's going to be able to reinforce quite easily.
It's hard to believe that.
He doesn't have an Observer, or oh no, he's behind his army, so he's fine.
Yeah,
even against DTs.
But from a 3-0 in the upper bracket to now a complete 3-0 turnaround here in the lower bracket.
I mean, I was saying it, from one series to another, things can be very different between these two, and so it is.
Yeah, definitely. Now PiLiPiLi just going to march on to victory. Good cordoning off of some of these units actually to try and make sure he can kill off some of them, but the pylons go down so the rest of the army can just march on through onto this. And that's 62 army supply against 27. They're going to get more warpins in just a second. Probes come off the line. And Puck is defeated for the most part here against the rest of the units coming on forwards. All these guys, they like to try and stay in until the very end, the very brink of defeat. Never found that base down towards the bottom left-hand corner. Actually, I think he's remade. Oh no, he's still got the 3 gates down there. And that Dark Templar, wait, where's the Observer? Need the Dark Templar to be shut down here. Oh, he's bringing over a second Observer as well. There you go, GG. PiLiPiLi advances on to the Grand Finals. Whew, 3-0. Solid as a rock.
Solid throughout here. Great job. I think it's very common to go for this kind of attack after you fail the DTs, because you know the opponent's going to have a lot less than usual. It's a big investment, the Dark Templars. And in this case, just proper timing by PiLiPiLi kills Puck right out. That just wasn't ready for it. He needed to see it coming. If he had more pylons up the ramp and force fielded a couple of times perfectly, he might have been able to get enough army to then hold. It'd be in an okay position because he had this base down on the map. And I got a tweet actually from Roots. The Root account on Twitter, OSC equals a $250,000 online championship.
Wow, okay. Thank you very much. Do appreciate knowing properly. All right, so now we have to go to a break and then find Neeb in the rummaging through. Where's Neeb gone? Where is he gone? And then we will have him going up against PiLiPiLi for the grand final. The winner walks away with $1,600. Sick money. All right.
Esports earnings.
Esports earnings. Get on it. Check out esportsearnings.com. Type in Johan Merlo and check it out. All right. We're going to a short break here for WCS Challenger. And when we are back, we have our final between PiLiPiLi going up against the king that is Neeb.